Hi everyone, welcome back to the Purple House Tuesday's talk, and today's topic is about swelling. Many of our clients come to us because they notice at night when they pull their socks off or boots off or whatever, and they're left with like a rim, you know, around their leg, like an indent, and the swelling, so that means they have puffiness in their lymphatic system, and it sometimes takes all night for that to disappear. Or the other end of the day can also happen. They wake up in the morning and they notice like, oh, when I make a fist, it feels all tight, or the rings are tight in the morning. And so there's too much water on board or too much swelling on board. And it means several things.
Quite often they wake in the middle of the night with a full bladder because the body's trying to get rid of that extra fluid as well.
So that's good. People complain that, you know, oh, I have to get up in the night once or twice to do a pee. But it would be worse if you didn't, right? Because it's good. Your body is attempting to get rid of extra fluid. So before we jump into it, I'm just going to ask people, what are some of the key root causes? Like this. Just go straight to the main one, all right? Not beating around the bush, okay?
Well, there are a couple. Not having enough minerals and trace minerals on board in your body. They get absorbed into the cells and draw water into the cells. So lacking minerals and trace minerals is one. The other one is not digesting proteins properly. So those undigested proteins get taken into the bloodstream. They go out into the lymphatic system and draw water to them, and they'll cause a lot of retained water within the tissues.
Yes, sometimes you were saying 4 to 5 liters.
It can be quite a deal of water is retained in the tissues. And the way to get rid of that, we used to have a diet called the protein dump diet, where the body uses up those waste proteins, and it's stopping carbohydrate consumption at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, every afternoon. Now,
so that means you stop eating carbs. You don't have any carbs after 2 or 3 o'clock.
And your body will use up those wastes then, and you can lose 3 or 4 kilograms of body weight, but it's all fluid weight if you do that. But the main thing is to get the digestion of proteins happening properly, so you don't get those wastes coming into your lymphatic system.
And how do you do that?
Crank up the digestion with enzymes to help break down every type of food, and then to get the bile flow going, to get what we call the chemistry of life happening. When the food empties from the stomach, the gallbladder gives a squeeze of concentrated bile, and it completes the digestive process as it leaves the stomach.
So you don't have any
alkaline meeting acid. And those two things in themselves will get rid of a lot of that fluid out of your body, and you will lose, often between 2 and 4 kilograms within a week or two.
And that's a good sign, because you know your body is draining waste products, right? So we sell a lot of enzymes. So I dare to say we almost have the largest enzyme collection, do you reckon?
Well, probably
in Australia, because
they made such a difference to my life, so
right.
I'm passionate about.
That's right, because Peter wasted 40 years of his life with bad digestion, probably the first 35 to 40 years.
And it affected my moods and
part of your body,
mental health.
Because everything revolves around your digestion, how well you digest your food or not. And Pete, he didn't even eat rubbish. Luckily for Pete, his mum was quite alternative, and she lived on a farm, and she liked to eat healthy and simple. And then he married me, and I was even more extreme. Like, I'm an extreme food police. You could say I like things to be nutritious, to have nutrients. I don't like processed food at all. So in spite of having the best diet, really, for the first 40 years of his life, he wasn't getting the benefit because Pete needed enzymes. So if you're wondering how old he is now, he's 65. So we've had 66. So we've had like 26 years of a lot of enjoyment together, because it's just suddenly the clouds lifted because Peter started supplementing with enzymes, and initially we had to buy enzymes from a vet, from a local veterinary clinic in Devonport. Dr. Lana, his name was, and he stocked enzymes for his animals, and we used to buy them, ring up and buy them, and get them sent out to Ringeruma, where we lived on a farm, and then made such a difference to Peter that, of course, once we studied, did lots of research, we found the best enzymes. We get some from New Zealand, and the other ones come from the US, because they're not made in Australia. So they've made such a big difference to our life. Of course, I take enzymes to everyone in our family.
I recommend everyone have an enzyme with most meals to get the best out of the diet you're eating.
Because enzymes just break down all your food into the tiniest little compounds, so that your cells can use them for fuel, and then they also remove waste products.
And then the other thing is to keep that bile flow going, which the bile digests the fats. It's the waste from the body, the bile. So the liver gets rid of the waste, that digests the fats, and that completes the digestive process when that bile mixes with the stomach contents. And it's to keep that flowing, we need to keep the bile ducts open, and
we do that with beet flow.
Beet flow does that. Yeah.
All right. So how do you know? Like, some people don't have much swelling, right? But you could still have waste products in your body, like too much waste product. Well, I actually read something interesting the other day, that women, when you look under, I'm not showing my armpit now though, but your armpits are meant to be hollow, right? When you look in the mirror at night, they're not meant to have a big lump there. So that's one thing that you can do. Because like, if you have a big lump on the armpits, that means your lymph glands are swollen. Another thing that attacks fluid into your body is aluminium. You want to talk about that or not really? Aluminium is in deodorants and lots of soapy. Anyway, it's also, I think, well, it's everywhere.
It causes solids in a solution to clump together.
Yeah.
And our red blood cells, well, our blood stream is solids in a solution, and it causes our red blood cells to stick together.
So they clump together.
So they clump together and can't flow properly, and
that blocks your lymphatic system. So our whole body, by the way, is covered by lymphatic channels. They follow your circulation system. So wherever you have arteries and veins, you also have tiny little pipes. They are like drain pipes in the paddock, right? That collect the waste all along. So the waste doesn't just be collected, say, in your rectum or in one place of your body. It's collected everywhere in the lymphatic system. And so to keep the lymphatic system unblocked is absolute key. So the liver is also 80% lymphatic tissue. So that's why we recommend beet flow, bile flow. But I just want to tell you a funny story. Like, our kitchen sink goes into a drain pipe. We live in an old house that's 100 years old. Anyway, the kitchen isn't that old, but the plumbing would be probably 50 years old there or something, right? And so the kitchen, once a year, usually before a big event like Easter or Christmas, or when I have a workshop, the kitchen sink will block. You know, that's classic, isn't it? This will also happen in your body when you want to be your best and show up. Sometimes people get sick. So Peter was looking at under the sink when you have your curves in your pipe and all that, and we could hear it bubble up. But that wasn't where the problem was. Actually, he had to go further down, like about 5 meters away, where there was like he could still access the pipe as well, because it was an
access point. It was where the one pipe led into another, but there was an access point there, and it was the hot water where it went cold, and all the fats congealed into a solid mass when it entered that cold area.
Exactly. I was sitting on the other side in the lounge room, watching Peter slave away lying on his belly with his arm that far into the drain pipe, and he was pulling out all this congealed white fat from the kitchen sink.
So that if we'd have consumed our fats correctly, which I tell clients to forget about manners, they should have been buried with Queen Victoria, and you're allowed to lick your plate with a low carb, high fat.
All right, but
food.
I was actually going to say, compare this to your internal organs. If your body doesn't digest the fats, where does it go, right? You're not getting the benefit from the fuel.
They go out through the drain. Yeah. That's
right. And your undigested proteins, which are not undigested fats, of course, but it's still undigested waste product that, like Peter said, it gets drained into the lymphatic system that attracts. It's almost like crystals, I guess, that attracts water. So you're holding water in your body. That's really the analogy I was going to say. And then over the years it builds up, and that's not good for you. So you need to just make sure you get rid of toxic wastes. Now, besides your body is alive, our drain pipes in the kitchen and in the car are not alive. So they literally need you manually. You have to get your hands and your tools in there to drain it. Whereas our body does that for us. But that's the beauty of our body. And sometimes a problem can take 20 years to build up, but our body can literally undo those problems within like a week or something like that, a few weeks. So that's called the grace period. Our body is so amazing. It always has our best interest at heart.
And if our body doesn't get rid of that waste properly via the lymphatic system, via the liver, that stays circulating around in our body, and the body in its wisdom puts toxic things as far away from vital organs as possible, so it doesn't affect the vital organs. So that's closer to our skin, and it creates a toxic environment for our skin cells,
issues, but also
creates skin issues, and then it also creates brain fog and whole lots of different mental issues. Yeah,
waste, like extra kilos around your waist, or like in unwanted places and stuff like that. Also, of course, like other than diet, please come in for a treatment tool, because when we do a healing session, both Pete and I, we work very similar. We have the same outcome anyway. We always want to correct everything in your body, and so we switch on your lymphatic system. So often people, after they've been to us, they actually spend a lot of time on the toilet for the next 24 hours because their body is literally getting rid of wastes and stuff. So that's also if you want to give your body a chance. And then with the supplements on top, that's like a double whammy. So you absolutely feel as new, especially if you come once a month, then you keep feeling good and on top of the world. Also, if you have serious problems though, like always have gut issues or food allergies or diarrhea or constipation or headaches, dizziness, weaknesses, you just feel not good and you know that you need something real serious help, please book in for a full health audit. Just like your business needs an audit, your body also needs to receive a full health audit. Peter does that in his room. It's a 2-hour session. I'll add the link in the article.
You get the results while you're there. I do quite a few tests, and you get the results.
Peter educates you on your weakness, like what's strong and what's weak in your body, and everyone is different. But like this is saying, what is it? 1 stitch in time saves 9, right? So before you completely unravel, that's really important as well. So your kidneys have to drain the fluid, right? So the kidneys are always working hard in everyone, trust me. And kidney disease or kidney stress always precedes stress on your heart.
Heart and kidney disease are the same things, really.
That's right. So
and our kidneys love passing clear urine. So if you see your urine start to colour up a bit, it means you're a bit dehydrated.
For sure. So your urine...
putting stress on your kidneys.
Yeah. Your urine should be nice, clear, not dark yellow or anything, or brown, or God forbid, you know, something like that. If that's the case, start drinking lots of water straight away. I just wanted to hook in back to the start of the session when Peter said swelling is often due to mineral deficiency. And so what do you hear? Like the general consensus out there is that swelling is caused by too much salt. And we want you to know, in our opinion, that's not the case. If you experience swelling in your body anywhere, you need lots of healthy, unrefined, unprocessed salt. We promote the Himalayan salt that you can buy everywhere, right? So you immediately need to supplement your body and lifestyle with salt, and the potassium helps to release the swelling from your body. Do you want to explain why that is? And so whenever you go, say, to a restaurant or go out to eat, Peter and I, we always, when we do, we immediately think, oh, this food is so bland, because we put a lot of salt on our food all the time, right? People don't put salt on their food because they've been told that it's bad for you and it creates swelling, but the opposite is true. If you have swelling, you need salt, and you need a lot of it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not talking about processed salt. You need the salt that's unprocessed, that's still got all the 82 minerals in it that your body needs, and your body knows what it can use, especially it will use the potassium.
Farmers all over Australia, I'd say, would put salt licks out for their animals. And I always ask them, do you go down and lick them yourself? And they start laughing at me, but they know that their animals don't get minerals and trace minerals. That's why they put the salt licks down.
Yeah.
And we need that salt as well.
That's
we
right.
need the minerals and trace minerals.
Exactly. And if you're a mum or a dad watching this video, you should do an experiment and just leave like a little bowl of salt like this out on the bench for your children and the little kids, and just say, look, have as much salt as you like, so go ahead and lick it all during the day. And you'd be surprised how much the kids reach out to the salt container and lick it. We have kids who lick salt lamps, and then, or if a child eats dirt, you see children eating dirt, that means they need the salt.
They're after minerals and trace minerals.
Yeah, they're self-medicating, and they feel so much better when they have the salt. Like their behavior improves, their skin issues go away. I worked with a mum with a little boy once, and he was born with lots of skin issues. And I was always telling her to give him more minerals, but it wasn't until he was about 2 that the child had access to salt itself, and it was licking the salt flat out that his skin issues cleared up. So sometimes, because children's instincts are still pure, right? They haven't been tampered with, and we need to uncover our own instincts, by the way, and we can do that just by listening to the body. Anyway, hopefully you found this interesting. Is there anything else that we needed to say?
No, that's about it. And hopefully you'll have nice thin ankles. You
do need to drink plenty of water too, so people think, oh, I'm already swollen or blown up like a toadfish, I'm not going to drink anything. You do, you still need to drink.
We now recommend not only cut out carbohydrates at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but high starch ones you cut out completely all the time, because they turn to far too much sugar.
Yeah, I know.
And increase the good fats in your diet to start making your energy out of fats rather than sugars.
It really pays off. I know it's hard to hear. Like when we first heard this back 15 years ago, we go like, what? No more biscuits or no more pasta after 4 o'clock or something. Happy, do you remember that? And we thought like, no,
we thought we were being cruel to clients when we were...
Or to ourselves.
To ourselves,
We were doing it ourselves. No more potatoes, no more pasta, no more rice, no more... No, I can't do that. But of course, you get used to it, right? And then you start to feel so much better. And I don't like waking up in the morning. Like occasionally I'll wake up in the morning and I feel like, oh yeah, my fingers are swollen, so what did I eat? Oh, okay, well, I had something or other the night before, you know, something that I normally don't eat, and I noticed the difference straight away. So then I make sure I look after myself, I take extra care of myself the next day. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Please reach out to us. I'll be here to help you. The article will be attached to the video and share it with all your loved ones as well. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.